All right, I do blame Meghan Markle. Meghan Markle, stain of humanity. Yes, Meghan, and I hope you're watching right now. I hope you're watching, Meghan, because you are the stain of humanity.
I don't think that she'll ever let Harry go, because she is so fixated on having a title that she doesn't even have or deserve anymore, right? Yeah. Technically, she's not part of the royal family. On paper, on the website, Duke and Duchess of Sussex. And I think that's her biggest, that's anybody's biggest mistake in their entire life, to screw that up.
It's December 2025, and the holiday season is in full swing. Meghan Markle is in Montecito, filming her Netflix lifestyle show and sharing messages about compassion and family values. But across the globe in the Philippines, her 81-year-old father has just undergone emergency surgery to amputate his leg, fighting for his life in the intensive care unit. And Meghan? She sent a letter through representatives. She didn't make a phone call, didn't visit. Her dying father was treated like a PR issue to be handled from a distance. But here's where the story takes a dramatic turn. Enter her brother, Thomas Markle Jr., the same man who warned Prince Harry back in 2018, urging him not to marry Meghan, calling her a phony and a bully. Now, Thomas Jr. has announced he's writing a tell-all book. Sources close to the project say it won't just delve into childhood drama. It's far more explosive than that. Word on the street is Thomas Jr. is ready to reveal the one thing Meghan has never explained. The mysterious years before Suits when, despite being a struggling actress in LA, she was somehow partying aboard billionaires' yachts in Monaco.
Prince Harry wanted to make amends and come meet my dad. Wow, that's just crazy. I'll tell you right now, Prince Harry, if it has to do with anything with the Netflix crew and cameras, don't even bother. My dad's had enough crap from bogus PR stunts to last him for the rest of his life.
Photos exist of her on luxury yachts, surrounded by wealthy older men. Invitations to exclusive yacht parties have been documented. Yet Meghan has never once explained who these men were, how she knew them, or who was funding that extravagant lifestyle. Now her brother, someone who was actually there during those years, who saw firsthand what was really going on, reportedly stands ready to answer every question Meghan has spent years avoiding. So brace yourself, because whether you choose to believe the yacht allegations or view them as an act of family revenge, what's about to be revealed could shatter Meghan's carefully crafted public persona. And the timing, right when her father is dying and she won't even visit him, makes you wonder if Thomas Jr. has finally reached his breaking point, no longer willing to protect her secrets.
Do you sense that maybe trouble may lay ahead?
I've always thought that. Honestly, I've always thought that because, not that I want to bring up the fact that I wrote that letter, but I wrote that letter a long time ago in hindsight of her.
Let's begin with what proves Thomas Jr. isn't just throwing out empty claims about his sister for attention. Back in 2018, right before the royal wedding, Thomas Jr. wrote an open letter to Prince Harry that went viral worldwide. He didn't hold back. He told Harry bluntly, "I think she's going to ruin your life. She's very shallow. She's a phony, a bully, a jaded, shallow, conceited woman." He literally begged Harry to call off the wedding. Now, here's what makes that letter so significant. Harry ignored the warning, married Meghan anyway, and what happened? Every single thing Thomas Jr. predicted came true. The family fallout with William and Kate, their permanent exit from royal duties, the relentless media wars, the burned bridges wherever they went. Thomas Jr. saw it all coming. So when the same person who was proven right about Meghan's character back then announces he's writing a book, sources say it will expose her mysterious yacht past. I'm paying attention. He's not just some random online critic. He's someone who grew up with her, witnessed her actions over decades, and accurately predicted how her marriage would unravel Harry's life. If he was right about that, what else might he be right about? And here's the kicker. Thomas Jr. didn't just throw out vague accusations in that letter. He used specific, powerful words like phony, a term that implies he saw her consistently fake her way through situations. You don't call your own sister a phony unless you've witnessed a pattern of behavior over years. That kind of insider knowledge makes this upcoming book potentially explosive.
So, Neil Sean put out a video yesterday or the day before saying that Meghan and Harry are on the rocks. Well, I think I called that quite a bit ago. And, Prince Harry, I told you it was coming. Anyway, the video said that...
Let's talk about the actual evidence that's been circulating for years. Evidence Meghan has never addressed. We're not talking about conspiracy theories here. We're talking about documented photos and invitations that raise legitimate questions about how a struggling actress was living like a millionaire. Between 2004, when Meghan graduated from Northwestern, and 2011, when she landed Suits, she was doing minor TV roles. Things like Briefcase Girl on Deal or No Deal, and small parts on CSI and General Hospital. Nothing that paid real money. Meghan herself has spoken about this period, describing how she was struggling, auditioning constantly, barely getting by. It's the classic broke actress in LA story. But here's where the story doesn't add up. Photos exist, actual documented photographs, showing Meghan during those very years on luxury yachts in the Mediterranean, attending exclusive parties in Monaco, surrounded by wealthy older men whose names are never mentioned in her official biography. Author Kirby Summers documented that Meghan was invited to Yacht Week in 2016 in Croatia. And this wasn't some casual boat party. GQ magazine described it as Sodom and Gomorrah at sea, a hedonistic event where the wealthy gather to network in ultra-exclusive settings. This is a side of Meghan's life she's never explained. And the question remains, how does a struggling actress barely making ends meet find herself at the center of such lavish elite events?
Settings.
Do you sense that maybe trouble may lay ahead?
I've always thought that. Honestly, I've always thought that because, not that I want to bring up the fact that I wrote that letter, but I wrote that letter a long time ago in hindsight of her saying something about me.
So explain to me how a broke actress manages to afford trips to Europe. Who were those wealthy men in the photos with her? Who was paying for her to party on yachts in Monaco? And most importantly, what was the nature of those relationships? Here's what I know about yacht culture in elite circles. It's well documented that attractive young women are often invited onto billionaires' yachts for networking and companionship at exclusive events. The connections made at these gatherings can open doors in entertainment and business that traditional auditions simply cannot. The lifestyle that comes with access to these circles, the travel, the luxury, the introductions to powerful people, is not something a struggling actress typically experiences unless she's somehow connected to that world. Meghan's entire breakthrough came through elite connections, not traditional auditions. She met her first husband, Trevor Engelson, a producer. She was introduced to Soho House, the ultra-exclusive club where royals and billionaires gather. She became close friends with Marcus Anderson, a Soho House executive who's connected to everyone who matters. That's how she got Suits. That's how she met Harry, through these elite circles, ones she had no obvious way of accessing as a struggling actress, unless something else was facilitating those connections. The timeline raises serious questions, and if those questions have answers, Thomas Jr. was there. He witnessed it all firsthand during those years.
Number one, no more lying. Number two, call your father already. And number three, you're no better than anybody else at all, guaranteed. And number four, I paved the way for you to do the right thing on Big Brother.
Here's what people don't understand about siblings. When you grow up with someone, even a half-sibling like Thomas Jr. and Meghan, you know their secrets. You see who they're really dating. You notice when money starts appearing that doesn't match their supposed income. You overhear the phone calls. You meet the people they're not telling your parents about. Thomas Jr. is 58. Meghan is 44. They spent significant time together growing up, according to multiple family sources. He didn't just see Meghan during the holidays. He watched her personality develop, observed how she navigated social situations, and saw the patterns take shape over the years. Now, sources close to his book project are saying he's ready to address the specifics. Particular relationships, specific events from Meghan's past that she's worked hard to keep private. One insider reportedly told a correspondent, Thomas Jr. has information about Meghan's pre-fame years that directly contradicts the narrative she's been selling. I can't personally verify whether that source is legitimate, but what I can verify is that Thomas Jr. announced this book back in May 2025, stating specifically that he wants to refute Meghan's accounts and correct her nonsensical stories. That's not the language of a gentle family memoir. That's someone who believes he has information that clashes with her official version of events.
I hope people spit in your face when they see you walking down the street. I hope, they throw human feces at you because of how you really are as a person inside.
And look, I know there's a lot of rhetoric and some people won't enjoy that.
And the timing? It's everything. Thomas Jr. announced his book right when Meghan launched her Netflix show, positioning herself as authentic and family-oriented. He called that show nonsensical and decided to write a book that directly contradicts her entire narrative. That suggests he holds memories or information that don't align with the image she's trying to project. Siblings, especially those who watched each other navigate early adulthood, remember the truth, even when public narratives shift. They remember who was actually funding the lifestyle. They remember which relationships were real and which were transactional. They remember the conversations that happened behind closed doors. That's why family tell-alls can be so damaging. The author has access to information that can't be erased from the internet or controlled by PR teams. It lives in their memory, and if they decide to share it, there's no way to stop it from becoming public.
Yeah.
I don't care. I mean, at this point, they own me. The royals own me. My daughter told me that when I reach my senior years, she'll take care of me. I'm in my senior years now. I'm 75 years old. So it's time to look after Daddy.
Now, let's talk about what's happening right now. The situation that's likely pushing Thomas Jr. to potentially reveal whatever information he's been holding on to. On December 3rd, their father, Thomas Markle Sr., underwent emergency surgery to amputate his left leg. A blood clot had cut off circulation and his leg had turned black and blue. Doctors said it was a matter of life or death. 3 hours of surgery were needed to remove his foot and lower leg. Thomas Jr., who lives with their father in the Philippines as his primary caregiver, told the Daily Mail that there was no choice. It was life or death. The next 2 or 3 days were critical. They were concerned about sepsis or gangrene. Their father, 81, has already survived 2 heart attacks and a stroke. This amputation is a serious, life-threatening procedure. And Meghan's response? Days of silence followed by a letter sent through representatives. No phone call, no visit. Just communication managed from afar, through intermediaries in California.
By the way, I put the olive branch out there. So now it's up to you. And, you better talk it over with Harry, but whatever. Meghan, time is of the essence here.
Put yourself in Thomas Jr.'s position. You're watching your father endure a medical crisis. Your sister, who has significant resources, can't even be bothered to visit. She's managing the situation from thousands of miles away, while you're the one providing care and support. That kind of experience can shift your perspective on family loyalty. Why protect someone's private information when they won't show up during a family medical emergency? One source claims that Thomas Jr. now feels he has nothing left to lose. The family estrangement is complete, so he's questioning why he should continue to shield Meghan's secrets. That's the mindset of someone who might be ready to share what they know. And when someone with first-hand knowledge decides they're done keeping quiet, previously hidden information has a real chance of coming to light. Here's what I find most interesting. Meghan has never, not once, directly addressed the Yacht allegations or the questions surrounding her pre-suits lifestyle. Those photos on luxury boats with wealthy men? She's never explained who they were or what the nature of those relationships was. The 2016 Yacht Week invitation? She's never confirmed or denied it. The source of the funding for her European travel? That's never been clarified publicly. Now, you might say she doesn't owe explanations about her private past, but here's why the silence stands out. When false accusations are made about public figures, those figures typically address them head-on. A simple statement explaining the context of old photos or clarifying relationships usually settles the questions, but Meghan stays silent. Her team doesn't comment. And that silence makes people wonder, why hasn't she clarified if the answers are so innocent? Is it because clearing things up would only raise more questions? Or is it because the real story doesn't match the public image she's carefully constructed?
If you look at the relationship overall, in my opinion, allegedly, of course, we have to say that word in their sentence, but
Of course.
In the beginning, look at her demeanor in the beginning. She was so humbled, right?
Yeah.
So appreciative to be in the position where she was at, and not overstepping her boundaries.
Another intriguing detail is how little information there is about Meghan's life between 2004 and 2011. Try researching that period, and you'll find that surprisingly little is publicly available. Some social media content from those years is hard to find, as if that part of her life exists in a kind of documentary gap, left unfilled with the same level of detail as other chapters of her story. This lack of information only fuels curiosity about what actually happened during those years. If Thomas Jr. has memories or details from that time, details that could fill in those gaps, he would hold the answers to many questions that people have been asking for years. Based on what sources are suggesting and what makes logical sense given Thomas Jr.'s access to Meghan during those years, here are the three main questions this book might answer. First, who were the wealthy men funding Meghan's lifestyle before Suits? We're talking about the individuals who gave a struggling actress access to luxury yachts, European travel, and elite social circles. If Thomas Jr. can identify even a few of these connections and explain the nature of those relationships, it would provide essential context for how Meghan transitioned from a broke actress to a socialite. Second, how exactly did Meghan land her role on Suits? The official story is that it came through a traditional audition and casting process, but industry sources have long suggested that the role was secured through connections rather than standard channels. If Thomas Jr. witnessed how those connections actually worked, if he knows which relationships led to which opportunities, then that information would be significant. Third, what was the true nature of Meghan's involvement in elite social circles during those years? Was it purely innocent networking? Or were there transactional elements to those relationships? What did the wealthy men she was photographed with expect in return for granting her access to their world? These are questions that have lingered for years, questions Meghan has never directly addressed. Let's consider what's at stake for Meghan if information about her pre-fame years becomes public. Her entire brand is built on being a compassionate, humanitarian, authentic woman who overcame adversity. Someone with strong family values, a lifestyle guru. She's launching products, producing Netflix shows, positioning herself as someone people should trust and learn from. But if it's revealed that her rise to fame involved relationships and networking that don't align with the authentic struggling actress narrative, it could seriously damage her brand credibility. Companies that partnered with her based on this authentic image might question whether the person they're working with is who she claims to be. Her Netflix content about genuine living would become harder to take seriously if her life story is found to have significant gaps or contradictions, and Harry, who defended Meghan against criticism from his family and the British press, would face questions about whether he knew the full truth about her past when he married her. This is why Meghan has maintained privacy around those years and never addressed the yacht questions directly. It's why clarification has never come, even as speculation continues. Because once detailed information is made public, it either confirms the innocent explanation, or it reveals a story more complicated than the official narrative. So here we are in December 2025. Thomas Markle Sr. is recovering from a leg amputation and dealing with serious health challenges. Thomas Jr. is providing care while working on a book that reportedly will address Meghan's past. Meghan, meanwhile, is in California, managing her father's health crisis through intermediaries while simultaneously launching her lifestyle brand. Whether Thomas Jr. actually includes revelations about Meghan's yacht years depends on several factors. Does he have verifiable information or just personal observations? Will publishers take on the legal risks of printing specific allegations? Will Meghan's team negotiate to keep certain information private? But one thing seems clear.
We do know now she's never going to come and see her father. That's her main thing. She's a disgusting human being. The fact is, she said that it's going to be too expensive. She can't get a pass. Yes, and they won't pay for her, so it's much too expensive. Her excuse is...
Thomas Jr. was right in 2018 when he warned Harry about Meghan's character. His predictions about how that marriage would lead to family drama have proven true. So, when he announces a book that sources say will delve into her mysterious pre-fame years, and the timing coincides with the family estrangement reaching a breaking point, it signals that something significant might be coming. Meanwhile, Meghan, managing her father's health crisis from California, must be acutely aware that her brother is preparing to publish information about her past. She has to be concerned about what memories and details he might choose to share, because once information about those yacht years becomes public, especially from someone who was actually there, the questions surrounding her rise from struggling actress to duchess will become far harder to dismiss as baseless speculation. The question isn't whether Meghan's past contains elements she'd rather keep private. Everyone has parts of their history they don't publicize. The question is whether Thomas Jr. believes those private elements are relevant to understanding who she really is, and whether he will choose to make that information public through his book.